Hello and welcome. We are back with another year of Cup Check here on my YouTube channel. I'm Steve Dangle. Now, usually I don't record like this. We're trying something a little different. Every game on the SDPN YouTube channel, every single game of this Stanley Cup final, I'm going to be streaming my reaction to it live as it happens. This is what it looks like. It's right here in this box with this microphone, with these headphones, and I haven't even gotten up from my seat, and here I am doing Cup Check. It's an LFR style video after the game where I talk about what I saw, and what I saw in this game was madness. It's truly incredible because it's like both teams completely switched it up from what they were doing before. If you watch the Eastern Conference final, even though it was a relatively tight series, the Panthers dominated the Rangers for like big chunks. Way more shot attempts, way more shots on goal, way more scoring chances, way more everything. The Edmonton Oilers, meanwhile, held on to beat the Dallas Stars by the skin of their teeth in an elimination game. What were the final shots? 35-10? How do you win an elimination game with 10 shots? That's got to be rare, right? Correct. Good guess. It's the record. Well, what happened in this game? The team who was outshot 18-32 won the game. Not just won the game, they won it by 3 goals in a shutout because the Florida Panthers win Game 1 of the 2024 Stanley Cup Final 3-0. Here is a crazy stat for you, by the way. This is the Florida Panthers' 3rd trip to the Stanley Cup Final. 1996, last year, and now this year. This is their 10th ever game in the Stanley Cup Final. It's only the 2nd they've ever won. And do you think the Florida Panthers care? No! Do you think the Edmonton Oilers care? Yeah, they're pretty cheesed that they lost Game 1. But I think the Florida Panthers know they're still not even close. Like, yeah, you're 3 wins away from the cup. Winning 1 game in a series is not the same as winning a series. And if you're the Edmonton Oilers, you've been down before. You've been reeling before. You've had to come from behind before. And they know they can do it. I'm shocked they weren't able to do it in this game, though. Like, looking at the 2 goals that happened to the Oilers, right? Like, what's going to come out of this game is that the Oilers dominated the Panthers and lost anyway, which, yeah, it's true. But the 2 goals that the Florida Panthers got were not in any way fluky goals. They were earned, and they were from mistakes from the Edmonton Oilers. And brilliant plays from the Florida Panthers. Sasha Barkov, he's out there at the same time as Connor McDavid, obviously, gets around him, advances the puck up the ice. Here you go. I get it back. I pass it to Carter Verhaeghe, who snipes it past Stuart Skinner. 1-0 Panthers. A little bit later in the game, it's Oilers. It feels like it's a matter of time before they tie it. The power plays, too. We haven't even talked about the power plays that the Oilers are getting. You can't keep giving the Oilers power plays. Guess what? Sam Bennett behind the net. He passes it in front. Darnell Nurse doesn't have his stick on the ice. Evan Rodriguez does. He scores. It's 2-0. Both goals by the Florida Panthers that were on a goalie, at very least, in this game were equal parts little mistakes by the Edmonton Oilers and dogged, relentless determination from the Florida Panthers. So, okay, that's how they got their goals. How the heck did they prevent the Oilers from scoring like 10? Well, here it is, folks. This is the dumbest stat. The dumbest stat to come out of this game. How is this true? From NHL PR, Sergei Bobrovsky, at 35 years and 262 days old, I didn't know he was that old, stole the show in Sunrise to become the oldest goaltender in NHL history to open the Stanley Cup Final with a shutout. Ironically, the last goaltender to get a shutout in the opening game of the Stanley Cup Final, Roberto Luongo in 2011. Yes, shut up. I know he wasn't with the Florida Panthers, but he's with them now. Absolutely absurd. At one point, producer Drew checked the deserved to win-o-meter in this game, and the Edmonton Oilers had like a 93% chance of winning that game. Chris Knobloch has a really fascinating thing to do, a really fascinating job over the next couple days. You've got to instill and keep the belief in the Edmonton Oilers that if they play that game the exact same way they did again 1,000 times, they win it 999 times. How do you convince a team that just suffered arguably the biggest loss on, at very least, the biggest stage of their NHL careers? How do you convince those guys, hey, you're doing all the right things and you got to do it again? Zach Hyman had a tap in. He's never going to miss it. Dude, do you understand? Only 2 players since the year 2000 have scored 15 goals or more in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and those 2 players are Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin. Hyman needs 2 more to pass 15. He could have had 15 in this game. He had a yawning cage, and he somehow backhanded it too high. Meanwhile, Adam Henrique and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins both have breakaways, and they don't backhand it high enough. Robbed by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky out of his net to play it. He gives it away. The Oilers have the ball. They can't get the shot off. Whether it was the Panthers holding up the Oilers in the neutral zone, at their own blue line or at the Panthers' blue line, whether it was the Panthers blocking shots, whether it was the Panthers picking off passes in the slot, whether it was Sergei Bobrovsky making ridiculous save after ridiculous save after ridiculous save, whether it was Zach Hyman missing shots that if you gave him 900 attempts at it, he would score 1,300 times. Somehow, some way, the Oilers, like, it'd be one thing if the Oilers lost that game. They didn't even get 1. Dude, you play that game again the exact same way. There's no way it ends up that way. Not again. No chance. Few crazy stats from this game. Apparently, Darnell Nurse is a -15 in these playoffs after the game. Producer Drew found out that since they started keeping the plus-minus stat, the record for the worst plus-minus in the Stanley Cup playoffs is -16. So naturally, I said, wow, Drew, that's crazy. Who holds the record? He goes, oh, it's a guy named Paul Reinhart. And I go, wow, wait, any relation to Sam? Yeah, he's Sam's dad. Sam Reinhart's dad, Paul, holds the NHL record, the Stanley Cup playoff record for the worst plus-minus. In theory, in this series, Nurse could go to -16 and -17 to hold the new record, and potentially Sam Reinhart could score the goal to give him the record and take it away from his own dad. Stupid, ridiculous, preposterous. Another guy who was a minus in this game, Corey Perry, and he played under 10 minutes, and he took a penalty. Rough game for Corey. But like, we're not going to cherry pick plus minuses here. Like Connor McDavid himself, he's got 31 points in these playoffs. He was a minus in this game. The Panthers are just a boa constrictor. And it was good to see Lou Serenen get the empty netter, because what an unsung hero for those guys. The more I watch them, like, yes, every line, every pairing that the Florida Panthers throw out there has something new to offer, has something that makes you say, wow. That third line is so unheralded. Tarasenko is a bit of an outlier on that line. He's still a little odd. He's kind of the lone gunman. Like he's the sniper on that line. But the combination of Lou Serenen and Lundell, oh my God, they skate you into the dirt. They just are relentless. They know how to waste time like no line I've seen in these playoffs. If you are down in the game and you see those guys hop over the boards, it should cause you anxiety, because they are about to waste the next 45 seconds of your life. They might even score. Like you talk about the amount of chances that the Oilers should have buried. Like Lundell should have had one in the third period there late. Something else to consider, even though the Panthers won 3-0. Yes, we all know. We've said it 1,000 times. They won 3-0. The Oilers outshot the Panthers 32-18. On Florida's home ice. Dude, you win game 2. Florida's not feeling great about games 3 and 4 in Edmonton. Florida drew first blood. They got the first win of this series, but this series is long from over. And it'll be amazing to see what kind of shape both teams are in heading into the next game. The Oilers, I thought, actually got a better piece of the Panthers than the Panthers got of the Oilers, because Tkachuk got wrecked. I think that was by Matthias Ekholm. And did Evander Kane wreck Sam Bennett. I couldn't believe, if the Panthers didn't have the lead, I think Sam Bennett would have gone squirrely there. There is no chance that's over. Sam Bennett, if he's healthy enough to play, is going to get his pound of flesh in game 2. Final thing that I'll say, this is an adjustment that Knoblauch has to make for game 2. From Arda Okal, the Oilers have now been outscored 12-4 at 5-on-5 this postseason, with Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci on the ice together, and they were down 2-0 tonight. Dude, I don't get it. Like, Knoblauch separated them for pieces of that game, I don't understand how he went back to them. I really, really, really wonder what he does in game 2, because it seems obvious you can't play those two together. Okay, so you bring Vinny Desharnais in and maybe put him with Darnell Nurse. They had some success together, but you can't take out Philip Broberg, because holy cow, did Knoblauch use him way more than I expected, and a lot in the third period when they were down. Fascinated to see what the Oilers do, because maybe you just don't overthink it and you go, we'll get him next time, which might be the cooler-headed, logical thing to do, but I'm willing to bet it'll give Edmonton Oilers fans heart palpitations. So that is it for this first edition in 2024 of Cup Check. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. We will be live streaming Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final on the SDPN YouTube channel on Monday. And for Game 3 on June 13th, we're going to be doing a live show at Boston Pizza in Stouffville. If you're interested, link down below in the description.